Joining me now is Erich Pratt, Senior Vice President of Gun Owners of America. Erich, there was a lot in what he said we have to pick through, but New York has one of the most restrictive gun laws in the country. What does Biden hope to change there?
Well, what's amazing, you're right. Most restrictive gun laws are among the most restrictive, and it's certainly not making them any safer, is it? Yeah, Biden is basically trying to gut the Second Amendment. In addition to everything he talked about today, his ATF has registered nearly 1 billion gun owners' records. You talked about that earlier this week. I mean, that's a list that can always be a prelude to gun confiscation. His ATF has proposed a ban on 40 million pistols. And by the way, those 1 billion records can show the administration who's not complying with that ban. Truly, there's a long list of things the Biden administration is doing to gun owners, but he needs them as his scapegoat because Democrat cities are setting homicide records, and that's embarrassing to the left. So guess what Biden didn't talk about today? There was nothing about stopping soft on crime policies that are throwing criminals back on the street. You know, the left has been eliminating bail, reducing penalties, demonizing
No, you're not going to get into that. No, of course not. No, he's not going to do that because that would be, yeah, that's admitting. I want to get to some Biden fact checks that I think reveal why the Democrats would never, have a say in gun regulations. Here's another moment from his address.
When the amendment was passed, it didn't say anybody can own a gun and any kind of gun and any kind of weapon. You couldn't buy a cannon, and when this amendment was passed, and so no reason why you should be able to buy certain assault weapons.
Now, Erich, yeah, they shouldn't have anything to do with gun regulations because even the media fact checkers who agree with Biden on all this Second Amendment nonsense had to flag that one as false. I mean, does he not know the history of American firearms and what people had when? But he's already been called on that once, and he was given the 4 Pinocchios on it, and he repeated again. Forgetful much?
Yeah, well, that's apparently a problem with him. And quite frankly, he's just absolutely wrong when he talks about the Second Amendment not being absolute. I mean, he obviously hasn't read the Second Amendment. It says the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. That's pretty absolute, and that's very important because that amendment really is consistent with the Declaration of Independence, where our founders said that our rights come from God. I mean, they're not privileges granted by Joe Biden. You hear that, Joe? See, he likes it when you whisper. That gets his attention. But look, what our founders said in the Declaration is exactly why our rights can't be compromised, because our rights come from a higher authority, and no government, even Joe Biden, can infringe on those rights. And so Biden and his team of federal gun spies, hands off our freedoms.
All right, Erich, great to see you tonight. Thank you.